Today, the second of the three parables of rejection in the Gospel of Matthew. We had the parable of the two sons last Sunday. Vineyard with the sour grapes and the ungrateful, wicked tenants. Missed opportunities. Wasted gifts of God's grace. Salvation is a free gift of God. Salvation is a free, gracious gift of God. Everything in life is grace, a free gift. All we have to do is just receive. Here was a Savior of the world offering everybody the free gift of salvation. Through pride and self-righteousness, the people of the time, especially the leaders of the time, the holy people of the time, the saints of the time, they refused the free gift of grace from Jesus, the free gift of salvation. That can happen to you and me. If you think you are religious, preoccupied with the religious practices, Sunday Mass, be regular to Mass, doing all the right thing, then we can become self-righteous. You become the Lord and the Savior of your own life. May I say it again? You become the Savior, the Lord and the Savior of your own life. You make your own salvation. You are the Savior. You create your own life. You try to live a holy life, and you think, yeah, heaven is my right. Unconsciously, without being aware of it, that can happen to you and me. Because we tend to think that by practices, living a kind of religious life, heaven is my right. Sometimes a story can convey this message very beautifully and powerfully. One of my favorite stories is in this week's bulletin. I have shared this story with you before, but today again, it is good to listen to the story 1,000 times again. And for those who are joining us over the webcam as well. This story, a story to remember. This will tell us everything about a real spiritual life. A man dies and goes to heaven, where he meets Peter at the pearly gates. Before he can enter, Peter gives him a few questions to answer. He has to accumulate 100 points before he can go in. Peter begins. So, how often did you go to church? The man answered, I went twice a week. Twice a week. Peter said, that is 1 point. 1 point? Wow. I thought it would be worth more than that. Just 1 point? For all the masses I went to, in all kinds of weather situations, only 1 point? Yeah, that's it, 1 point. Second question. And did you put any money on the plate? The man answers, yes, I gave 10% of all my income every week. Wow. Peter said, right, let us see. That is worth 3 points. Another question, did you do anything else? Well, right offhand, I can't think of a whole lot. I did mostly what I thought I was supposed to do. Peter said, okay, we will give you 5 points for good behavior. Could you come up with something else? By this time, the man is completely flustered. He finally cries, well, I can't come up with anything else. It looks like no one can enter heaven except by the grace of God. What did you say? By the grace of God. That is 100 points. Come on in. But remember the story. Everything by the grace of God. Paul says, who was Saul one day, next is Saint Paul. Paul says, I am what I am by the grace of God. Merely by the grace of God. Matthew, the one who writes this gospel of Jesus, he knows what it means by the word grace. Matthew, come with me. A free gift. And Matthew took it. Everything by the grace of God, nothing